And by the way, Paul tells us, I've said this before in the show, but Paul tells us what love is. Love is not affirming someone's sin. Love, he says in 1 Corinthians 13, he says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. And this is the key verse. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. So when you go to a wedding, a gay wedding, you're rejoicing at wrongdoing. And it's, and I talked about this before. When I first got saved, my two agents at William Morris invited me, or one of them is a gay man, and he was getting married to another man, and he invited me, and I was put on the spot. We were at dinner, and one of the agents, she turned to me and she said, "You're going to, let's call him Joe. You're going to Joe's wedding, right?" And I thought at the time, because I was a brand new Christian, I didn't know what to say, and I was put on the spot. I was like, "Yes, of course I'm going," because I thought that was the loving thing to do. And it was, so I ended up going to the wedding. It was such a big mistake, and because once I got there, it was all the way out somewhere far. It was like Malibu, but not Malibu, or somewhere out there. And I remember just walking in and seeing all the people coming and dressed up, and everyone so kind of happy. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, wait, I'm here celebrating a marriage between two men. And it really hit me hard. And I had a really difficult time that night. And it taught me, that was a very good lesson to me, because I learned that loving people doesn't mean going to their gay wedding. In fact, as Christians, I believe that we should not go to gay, like if it's your son, your daughter, your niece, whomever, you should not attend the wedding, because it's, first of all, my being at this wedding years ago was probably really confusing to some people there, because some of the people there knew I was a Christian, and they probably thought, oh, like Beckett's here, so I guess this is all good, everything's okay. So it's a terrible witness to Christ. So to go to, and it's also, you're celebrating sin is basically what you're doing. You're celebrating sin. You're engaging in that celebration. And so I, in my opinion, I think that Christians should not attend gay weddings. There may be some crazy circumstance where you can, but I would never go to a gay wedding again in my life. I will never go. And now there's ways around that. You can tell the person who's having the wedding, if it's your niece who's having the wedding, you can say, I love you. I absolutely love you, but I have these convictions about what marriage is. And I cannot go against my conscience. It is neither safe nor, what does Martin Luther say? It is neither safe nor, I can't remember the rest of the quote, when he's at the Diet of Worms. But when he's asked to recant. But there's other ways to love your niece or whomever. You can go to dinner with your niece and your niece's friend or whatever. You can invite them over to dinner. I mean, ask Rosaria Butterfield. Like, that's how she ended up coming to faith in Christ. The pastor and his wife kept inviting her over for dinner, her neighbor. It kept inviting her over for dinner and just basically loving on her for I think it was over a year. And that's how we should do it. And we can, say to our loved one or say to our family member, hey, like, I love you so much, but I can't be a part of this, but I would love to have you guys over for dinner. I would love to take you guys out to dinner. I would love to, whatever, etc. There are many other ways to love your family members who are in the LGBTQ community. But going to the wedding, for me, going to the wedding is a red line in the sand, because it's dishonoring to God. It's a confusing witness, and I think it's just bad for you as a Christian to engage. And because it's like Romans 1, where Paul says, not only do they do such things, they give approval to those who do. So your presence at this wedding is almost kind of giving approval to what's happening. And so that's why I say it's no bueno. So I hope that helped.